One day, an old man was running from a group of criminals chasing him. He ended up at a dead-end alley where one of the thugs pulled out a weapon, ready to kill him. Just then, a young boy suddenly stepped in and defended him. He grabbed the thug and slammed him into the ground with great force. The thug was terrified by the boy's strength, dropped everything and ran away. The old man looked at the boy, Seigi, with gratitude and said, "People like you, the ones who help others, you're the ones who should have power, not anyone else." He pulled out something that looked like a seal from his bag and handed it to Seigi. As soon as Seigi touched it, he felt a surge of electricity run through his body. The seal merged with his skin and transformed into a tattoo on his hand. Confused and shocked, Seigi asked the old man what was happening, but the old man said nothing. He just turned and walked away, leaving Seigi stunned in the alley. And so the day ended. The next day, Seigi was running late for school. He turned a corner and almost ran into a girl. She instinctively hit him with the broom she was using to sweep the street. Realizing what she had done, she rushed over and apologized. "Sorry, that was just a reflex." As she reached out to help him up, both of them suddenly felt a strange electric jolt. The girl gave Seigi a puzzled, almost suspicious look, then walked away. Seigi brushed it off and headed to class, but he couldn't stop thinking about the mysterious tattoo that wouldn't come off. His friends noticed he was distracted and quiet. "Hey man, what's wrong? Who pissed you off?" they asked. He told them everything that happened, about the old man, the seal, and the strange reaction when the girl touched his hand. They were all confused except for one of them who said, "There's a rumor that the government developed new weapons, magical seals that grant huge power. Maybe that's what you've got." But Seigi wasn't convinced. He didn't feel any different. No power, no changes, just a tattoo. That's when Toko, Seiji's girlfriend, showed up. They lived together in the same house. "Come with me. We need to go get stuff for the house," she said. "I'm tired. I can't come," he replied. She got upset and stormed off alone. As Seigi waited for Toko, he got a call on his phone. Out of nowhere, the same girl from earlier, the one he almost ran into, showed up again. "I'm sorry for what happened earlier," she said, then snatched his phone and ran off. But did she think Seigi would just let her go? Of course not. He chased after her, but she was fast, much faster than he expected. She led him to an abandoned factory and disappeared inside. When Seigi followed, he found her calmly waiting. "Where did you get the seal, huh? You must be one of the traitors. That means you have to die." Seigi, still clueless, tried to respond, but she attacked him without warning. Her strikes were shockingly fast compared to her size, and he barely managed to block them. One blow injured his wrist, and he finally snapped. "I won't hold back anymore." He grabbed her arms, flipped her to the ground, but just before she landed, she smashed his phone on his head. As he was recovering, she delivered a flying kick that sent him flying. She kept hitting him relentlessly. Seigi was helpless. Eventually, she pinned him down and floated into the air with her weapon drawn, ready to kill him. "This is it. This is how I die," he thought. But at the last second, she dropped her sword beside his head instead of stabbing him. She was confused. Something didn't feel right. Realizing he had no idea what the seal even was, she backed off. "I am easy," she told him, revealing a tattoo on her hand just like his. "I work for the intelligence agency. That seal gives you power far beyond the ordinary." She took out a piece of chalk, activated her seal, and suddenly gathered wind in her hands, causing a huge explosion. "That was just 1% of its power," she said. Seigi stood there, speechless. Seigi asked, "Why are you collecting the seals? Why kill people who have them?" Easy replied, "Because some people have used this power to hurt and enslave others. Now that the world knows about the seals, some countries want to use them for war. Our mission is to recover the seals before that happens." Seigi understood, but as he went home, his grandfather scolded him. "A girl stole your phone and beat you up? Unacceptable." His grandfather was a martial arts master. He had trained Seigi to defend the weak. "You're staying longer at the dojo from now on," he ordered. The next day at school, his classmates noticed the bruises on his face. He didn't say anything. From across the street, Easy was watching him. Her assistant told her, "We should report him to the government. If they find out you're going soft, we'll both get punished." But she shook her head. "No, Seigi doesn't deserve to die. I'll watch him closely. He won't leave my sight." Seigi noticed she was following him everywhere, but pretended not to care. Later that night, as he walked home with Toko, she sensed someone watching and got angry. "Who's spying on us?" Seigi calmed her down. "Go home, I'll talk to her." As Seigi waited for Toko, he got a call on his phone. Out of nowhere, the same girl from earlier, the one he almost ran into, showed up again. "I'm sorry for what happened earlier," she said, then snatched his phone and ran off. But did she think Seigi would just let her go? Of course not. He chased after her, but she was fast, much faster than he expected. She led him to an abandoned factory and disappeared inside. When Seigi followed, he found her calmly waiting. "Where did you get the seal, huh? You must be one of the traitors. That means you have to die." Seigi, still clueless, tried to respond, but she attacked him without warning. Her strikes were shockingly fast compared to her size, and he barely managed to block them. One blow injured his wrist, and he finally snapped. "I won't hold back anymore." He grabbed her arms, flipped her to the ground, but just before she landed, she smashed his phone on his head. As he was recovering, she delivered a flying kick that sent him flying. She kept hitting him relentlessly. Seigi was helpless. Eventually, she pinned him down and floated into the air with her weapon drawn, ready to kill him. "This is it. This is how I die," he thought. But at the last second, she dropped her sword beside his head instead of stabbing him. She was confused. Something didn't feel right. Realizing he had no idea what the seal even was, she backed off. "I am easy," she told him, revealing a tattoo on her hand just like his. "I work for the intelligence agency." That moment, Seigi was lying unconscious, and no one could tell whether he was alive or dead. They took him home, and when he finally woke up, he found that all his wounds had vanished. He didn't feel any pain at all. Everyone around him welcomed him back, congratulating him. "Congratulations, man. You now carry the seal of the end, the most powerful seal of all, a seal capable of creating a void large enough to swallow this entire world." They explained that activating it didn't require any complex ritual. Just a single drop of his blood touching his hand would trigger it automatically. Seigi was thrilled to hear that he possessed such immense power, but they quickly brought him back to reality. "Don't celebrate too much, sweetheart," they told him. "You've got two options. Either we kill you now and take the seal, or you work with us to collect the rest of the seals." Seigi was furious. "I'm not going to be your pawn, and I won't kill anyone to take their seal. What if the person holding it isn't part of the war? What if they're using it to help people?" At that moment, Ezzy lost her temper and kicked him to the ground. "You don't get a say in what's happening here," she snapped. "There's no third option. Think it over tonight. Tomorrow, we'll decide what to do with you." The next day, Ezzy showed up at Seiji's classroom and introduced herself as the new transfer student. She did it to keep an eye on him. She didn't want him out of her sight. During the break, they went up to the rooftop to talk. "So," she said, "what's your answer? Are you joining us, or are you going to die?" "I've got a couple of questions first," Seiji replied. "Then I'll give you my answer." "Go ahead," she said. "First, what are these seals and who created them? Second, why does the government want them back? What are they planning to use them for?" Ezzy sighed. "The seals are ancient relics. No one knows who made them or when, but the government publicly claimed that they developed new weapons. That lie was to keep people from searching for the seals and misusing them for violence." Seiji narrowed his eyes. "You think I'm an idiot? If no one even knew the seals existed, how the hell did that information spread? And why is the government suddenly so desperate to reclaim them?" She looked serious now. "After the global powers got wind of the new weapon, panic spread. Every country feared we'd use it against them, so they sent agents from all corners of the world and stole many of the seals. Our job is to retrieve them before they fall into enemy hands and ignite a war. If a war starts with this kind of power," she added, "the destruction will be beyond imagination." Seiji finally understood and agreed to help, but he made one thing clear. They accepted his terms and left. Meanwhile, elsewhere, a mysterious girl stormed the royal palace and slaughtered everyone inside. Her seal was powerful, and her goal was to collect the remaining seals and claim the throne as the new queen. She turned to her aide. "I've located the seal of the end. Send 2 of our fiercest warriors to eliminate Seiji and bring it back." The aide nodded. "Understood." Back in the city, Seiji arrived at Ezzy's house. Tom answered the door and let him in. Seiji expected to find an arsenal of weapons, like the government's intelligence quarters, but the place was empty. No weapons, nothing. Then Ezzy called. "I'm at a hospital nearby, on a mission. Tom will teach you everything. Don't leave the house until I get back." Tom then asked Seiji to head to the basement and bring up a box. When Seiji went down, he was shocked to find a vast space with gym equipment and training machines. It wasn't just a storage room, it was a training facility. Meanwhile, at the hospital, Ezzy was setting up special detectors to locate any activated seals nearby, and just as she finished, one of the detectors went off. A figure stood behind her. Someone had activated their seal. Before she could react, he attacked and smashed the wall beside her. Luckily, she wasn't hurt. "Who are you? What are you doing here?" she demanded. "You don't know," he said. "The king is dead. I'm Laka, envoy of the new queen. I've come to kill you and retrieve the seals." Ezzy was stunned. They had found out about the seal of the end. He attacked again, but she blocked his strikes easily. He grew enraged and launched another assault, but she dodged with finesse. She led him downstairs and disappeared from view. Thinking she was wounded, he destroyed everything around him, but Ezzy pulled out a chalk stick and activated her energy. She picked up a stone, turned it into a bomb, and hurled it at him. The The explosion sent him flying, and she used the chance to escape. She rushed back home, knowing that someone else would be coming, and she was right. Just as Tom approached the door, it was kicked open and he was sliced in half. To everyone's shock, the attacker was none other than Toko. Seigi arrived just in time to see her in this horrifying state. She stared at him with eyes full of rage and betrayal, ready to kill him. But what had happened to her? Let me tell you. Just hours earlier, Toko had seen Seigi heading to Ezzy's house. Suspicious, she followed him. She was about to confront him, but when Tom opened the door, she calmed down and turned back. But right then, one of the Queen's agents appeared before her. The girl stared at Toko with an eerie expression, and Toko had no idea what was coming next. She stepped closer to Toko and wrapped her hand around her neck, tightening her grip. A moment later, she activated the power of her cursed tattoo, taking full control of Toko's body. In other words, this wasn't Toko anymore. It was Isla possessing her body. Seigi stared at her in disbelief. "What's happening to you? Talk to me," Tom called out to him urgently. "The bag you brought, there's blood on it. Use it to activate your seal." Just as Seigi turned to grab it, Isla lunged at him. He barely dodged the strike, desperate not to hurt Toko. But the girl was ruthless. She came at him from all sides, blow after blow, while he struggled to defend himself without striking back. She slammed him against the wall and pierced his shoulder with her weapon. Seigi was completely overwhelmed. He tried one last time. "Toko, please hear me." But Isla laughed. "She can't hear you." She prepared to land the final blow. It seemed like this would be Seiji's end. But deep inside her own mind, Toko was still there, trapped with Isla. In that moment, she remembered flashes of Seigi protecting her, standing in the way of danger, always shielding her. "No, I won't let you die," she whispered. Summoning all her strength, Toko fought back from within. She clashed with Isla's spirit and pushed her away, forcing her to lose control, just long enough for Seigi to break free. Seigi didn't hesitate. He leapt away from her, breathing heavily. At the same time, Tom summoned his strength, activated his seal, and helped force Isla out of Toko's body completely. But Isla was furious. She summoned her weapons and charged at Tom again. Right before the strike landed, Seigi jumped in and blocked the attack with his bare hand. His seal responded instantly. It activated in a flash of energy. Isla froze the moment she saw it, eyes wide with terror. Seigi glared at her, fury in his voice. "Get ready, because you're about to die." His power surged. The force of his aura alone crushed half the house as he charged at her with everything he had. But Isla managed to slip away, dodging at the last second and vanishing into the shadows. She stood on the rooftop of a nearby house, watching them from a distance. She knew that if she went back down now, they'd finish her off, so she turned around and vanished into the night. Later, Toko approached Seigi, who was still in terrible shape. He looked up at her weakly. "I'll explain everything," he began, but she gently stopped him. "Don't worry about that right now. What matters most is that you're okay, alive and safe." Soon after, Izzy arrived, staring in disbelief at the wreckage of what was left of the house. "Did I get the wrong address?" she muttered. But once she saw Tom, she knew this was the right place. 3 days later, their injuries were healed. Izzy began training Seigi, showing him how to harness and develop the power of his seal. One day, Seigi asked her, thoughtful, "You're so young, but your strength and knowledge are way beyond your age." "How?" She smirked. "Chuckles. I'm not as young as I look. My appearance stopped aging a long time ago. That's one of the side effects of my seal." Then she warned him, serious, "Careful while using your power. It'll put strain on your body, and if you overdo it, the results could be irreversible." Later, Tom approached Toko and placed a patch over her forehead, right where a seal mark had appeared. But where did she get that mark? The answer was simple. Bella. When Isla possessed her, she copied Bella's cursed seal. Now, whenever Bella activated her own, it would also resonate within Toko. Meanwhile, Izzy sat down with Lisa, handing her a folder, determined. "In here," she said, "are the names of everyone who has activated a cursed seal. The government had just confirmed the king's death. Somber. It's time we prepare to avenge him." But what they didn't know was that Bella and Laka were already planning their next move, and Lisa was at the top of their hit list. The next day, Bella and Laka boarded a helicopter headed straight to Lisa's compound. As soon as they arrived, Bella leapt down, wielding her deadly weapon, and split the first soldier she saw in two. Panic broke out. No one could understand how she'd gotten there or when. She carved her way through them one by one, unstoppable. Lisa activated her seal and charged in, but Bella dodged her attacks with ease, countering with blinding speed. Bullets and grenades were useless. Bella kept advancing, cutting through Lisa's defenses and wounding her badly. She was about to finish her off. At that moment, Tom contacted Izzy. He told her everything that was happening. Without hesitation, Izzy activated her seal and rushed to help. Seigi, sensing the activation of Izzy's power, knew something was wrong and chased after her. But on her way there, Izzy collapsed. Her body had turned stiff, frozen solid. Laka had been waiting for her. He'd activated a device that paralyzed anyone using a cursed seal. He stood over her with a smug grin. "Smug. So, you're dying now? Or maybe I should let you suffer for a while first?" Seigi finally arrived, but to Laka's surprise, the device had no effect on him. The seal of the end was beyond its reach. Before Seigi could speak, an enormous explosion rocked the area. It came from Lisa's location. Izzy looked up at him. Urgent. Go. Save her. Don't let her die. I'm counting on you. Without a word, Seigi ran. Back at the battlefield, Lisa had been cornered. Bella had approached to land the final blow, but Lisa had pulled the pins on a bomb and detonated it between them. That was the explosion Seigi had just seen. When he arrived, all he could see was carnage. Everyone dead, mutilated. Seigi raced up and found her. She was tied up, barely conscious, covered in wounds. She could barely move. Seiji's anger boiled over. You did this to her, didn't you? He growled at Bella. You're dead. But Bella... Get lost, kid. Then she struck him, sending him flying off the rooftop. He would have died if Tom hadn't caught him just in time. Seigi tried to get back up, furious, but Tom stopped him. You're our only hope, Seigi. If they kill you and take your seal, it's all over. You need to stay calm, especially now. After that, Izzy manages to escape from Laha and rushes to check on Liza. But when she gets there, Liza is nowhere to be found, only her clothes soaked in blood. Izzy loses it. She's furious and swears she'll avenge Liza's death. Without wasting a second, she calls Toko and Seigi, and they all head back to their hideout. They go down to the basement, and just as Seigi is about to speak, he finds himself handcuffed by Izzy. She tells them, you two are staying here under Tom's protection. I'm going to rescue Liza before they kill her. Seigi shouts, insisting he wants to go with her, but she ignores him and walks away. After she leaves, Seigi is fuming. He turns to Tom and yells, why is she doing this? I'm not your slave to be tied up like this. But Tom snaps back at him. Izzy defied the state's rules just to protect you. She refused to kill you or hand you over. She's risking everything to keep you safe, and you're acting like a damn fool who's going to ruin it all. Seigi, feeling the weight of her sacrifice, says, if she gave up all that just to save me, then I have to help her. In that moment, he breaks the handcuffs and lunges at Tom, knocking him out with 2 quick hits. He runs to the door, but it's locked. He uses the chicken maker, his power, but instead of just destroying the door, he makes the entire house vanish with its force. Then he heads straight for Izzy. Meanwhile, Izzy had already set a trap for Bella and her crew to save Liza. As Bella and the others are driving, Izzy suddenly blocks the road in front of them. Laka gets pissed. His aura flares and he charges at her. They shoot at him, but the bullets do nothing. One powerful strike from him takes down the soldiers with ease. Bella smirks. I'll handle the soldiers while you go finish off Izzy and come back to me. Laka attacks her with full force, but Izzy dodges and vanishes from sight, only to appear above him and smash him into the ground. Still, the damage he took was minimal. Bella herself was destroying the soldiers too, wiping them out left and right. No one could stop her. Bodies were piling up everywhere. Seigi and Toko finally arrive. Seigi grabs a blood bag, activates his seal, and makes an epic entrance, but immediately gets wrecked. He gets back up, and Bella charges at him again. This time, he dodges her attacks skillfully, even cuts her sword in half. He barely has time to celebrate before a brutal kick smashes his face into a metal container behind him. Bella comes at him again with her sword drawn, ready to kill. In that moment, Seigi thinks, there's no way out. I have to run, but there's nowhere to go. Every path leads to another strike knocking him back. Eventually, Seigi just stands still. He gives up. He's completely outmatched. While he's trying to think of something, Bella lands a clean hit that slices him in half. He drops to the ground, blood pouring out, helpless. Toko sees it all and loses it. Her seal activates, and she charges at Bella, slamming her into the container behind. But Bella isn't fazed. She delivers a brutal kick that sends Toko flying. Seeing the girl he loves being beaten while trying to protect him, Seigi snaps. He screams at the top of his lungs, reawakening his power and healing himself. Bella is just about to finish off Toko when suddenly the ground crumbles beneath them. They fall. Seigi uses this chance to fly at Bella and lands a solid punch that finally stuns her. He catches Toko before she gets hurt. He raises his hand, ready to finish Bella off, but stops at the last second. He can't do it. She looks up and says, why didn't you kill me? If I were you, I'd have shown no mercy. Seigi replies, killing never solves the real problem. Getting you back on the right path, that's the real solution. Suddenly, someone appears behind him. It's the new queen, Arya. Seigi panics and quickly backs away. She tells him, relax, I'm not here to kill you. You spared Bella, so I'll spare you. But if we ever meet again, who knows what I'll do. She takes Bella and vanishes. Meanwhile, Izzy and Laka are still fighting. He kicks her hard, sending her flying. She pulls out her gun and shoots him. No effect. She powers up and shoots again. This time, it hurts him. She taunts him, come on now, and keeps firing until he's at his limit. But Laka activates that strange power of his again and freezes her, just like before. He stands up to finish her. Suddenly, a massive hit sends him flying. It's Liza. She woke up, freed herself, and came to help. The two girls look at each other, then land a devastating double hit on Laka, finishing him off. Just as they catch their breath, Arya appears in front of them. She smiles. Well done. Looks like we lost today. I'll take Laka and leave. The others get angry and try to stop her, but then she reveals just a glimpse of her true power. Everyone is instantly frozen in shock. She asks, challenging, anyone else want to try their luck? They all reply, nope, safe travels, Queen, go with God. She takes her allies and disappears. And that's how part 1 ends. Will they be able to recover the rest of the seals? What's coming next? We'll find out in the next episode. If you liked it, don't forget to like and subscribe. Until next time, stay safe and may God protect you all.